So we are continuing to work on our gaming setup upstairs, and we've got a recent update that is pretty cool. So if you guys saw last time, we had our main TV setup, which we have all the consoles hooked up to, and we've been using the same Samsung TV for a long time since our Xbox One setup, and it was time to upgrade. And Samsung actually reached out to us, seeing that we'd used that one before, and offered us basically the newer, better, super awesome version to check out, which, yes, this thing is awesome. Let's take a look. This is the 2018 Samsung Q9 FN, specifically the 65-inch model. And before we talk about all the benefits it has for our gaming setup specifically, I really gotta say that just in general, this is a pretty awesome TV, primarily because it does a really good job of just kind of hitting a great balance of several different things you need to worry about all at once. It's got fantastic colors, deep blacks, and looks really good for both daytime and nighttime viewing. Which is all great, but what it does for gaming is what really makes it an awesome fit for this setup. First off, it's checkmarking all the kind of standard stuff we're excited to see for most consoles right now: 4K resolution, HDR support, and when you activate its gaming mode, it does achieve an input lag below 20 milliseconds, which is the really important cutoff to make sure that everything feels responsive and proper and not like you're hitting buttons, things are happening moments later, ruining competitive play. But what's really exciting about it for gaming and currently unique to Samsung for this year's models is that they also support Freesync. Freesync is a form of variable refresh rate technology that's used by AMD, and originally it was mostly used with PCs that used AMD cards, but more recently, and interestingly for console owners, is that the Xbox One S and One X started supporting it earlier this year. The super simplified explanation of what exactly Freesync is and does is that basically your Xbox One or PC's graphics card is going to speak directly to the display and tell it when to actually show images when they are completely drawn. This solves two problems. First, it gets rid of screen tearing. Now, this is something that happens where the display can't keep up with what images the console is trying to put out, so as a result, the top half of the screen and the bottom half don't exactly perfectly match up, causing that little tear illusion in the middle. Now, this is something that traditionally has been solved using vertical sync, but the problem with that is that it caps your frame rate, which this does not do. So Freesync is giving you a way to simultaneously get rid of screen tearing while also maintaining higher frame rates, and it also makes those frame rates appear smoother. Oftentimes if games can jump between lower 40s and 50s, this evens it out and gives it a much more smoother appearance. And that's what's really cool about having this TV in this setup, because Freesync is something that exists in a lot of monitors, but when it comes to TVs and actual living room solutions, right now this line of TVs is the only one that's actually offering it, giving you the most out of your Xbox. So obviously if we're gonna have this set up, we actually have to kind of show it off and play a little bit. I'm actually checking out Wolfenstein 2 because on Eurogamer's suggestion, this is actually one of the better games to kind of mess with Freesync on the Xbox because especially in 4K, it kind of doesn't hit that 60 frames very well. It lingers more in kind of the 40 to 50 range, but it looks a lot smoother with Freesync on. And I'm not playing very well because I'm talking to you guys at the same time. This is a bad choice for talking to the camera. Now going back to Freesync for a little bit, once again, this is a feature that's currently only limited to either using a PC that has an AMD card, although with NVIDIA you can get G-Sync, and then Xbox One, you're getting this as well. This is something that no other consoles are really supporting yet. You're not getting it with PlayStation, you're not getting it with Switch. This is right now just on the Xbox as far as consoles are concerned. And yeah, I know you can't see it, but this really is smoother. I was playing this before on the One X, and while it looks pretty, I was definitely disappointed initially in the frame rate and how it looked, and while this still isn't, true 60 frames, this looks a lot better. So with the addition of this TV, there's a couple things that are gonna have to change a little bit with this setup, because one of the big differences between it and the one we had before is that the rest on it sits a lot lower. So before, when we displayed all of our systems, we were able to kind of fit the Xbox One right in the middle here with the PlayStation and Switch on either side of it. This one sits a lot lower, so we can't actually fit anything there. So instead, right now, we have the Xbox One and the PS4 hooked up. We don't have a place for the Switch dock just yet, at least somewhere that's visually satisfying to me. I mean, we could put it wherever we want, but I want it to look good on display. So we have to figure that out. One part of this TV that does help with that situation though is that it does have a breakout box, and what that is it just has one cable leading from the TV, which then we have set up down below, and the box there is where we hook up all of our HDMI, optical, all that kind of stuff. So that helps make sure that it's much easier to manage all the cables. So there's a couple other additions and changes going on with this setup as well. You'll see that in front of the TV, we also have a soundbar now here, which is also from Samsung and is designed to kind of go alongside with this TV. It also has its own dedicated gaming mode, which is really awesome. And on the back wall, we've got our Xbox controllers on display. we have a few new additions that Microsoft just announced. The coolest of the two is this guy right here, the Phantom Black controller, which we've actually done a video before about how we wanted more transparent controller designs from Microsoft, which they didn't have any yet, and now we do. But on top of being transparent, it's actually this kind of fade design, which looks really, really awesome. Also on the back wall, currently set up, is the other new controller, the gray and blue, which should really just be called gray and teal. Really nice, clean look as well. So to kind of get the best out of it and really see that difference in how smooth it looks, Freesync really helps. I am so bad right now when I'm talking at the same time. One more time where I don't die while I'm talking.